Here we go. So, in my opinion, three disciplines that, with those disciplines, you can't help but improve the business, like markedly or radically. It's going to sound cheesy. It's going to sound self-serving because I coach for a living, but I actually believe what I'm about to say. Number one is do the metrics every time you interact with somebody. Do the metrics frequently. If you're meeting, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, just update numbers with someone. Maybe do it before they show up, maybe do it while you're together with them, but there is huge power in just tracking numbers. You get what you measure. The more frequently you measure it, the better it gets. I have 100-ish plus coaching, private one-on-one coaching clients. Of those 100, 10-ish are very disciplined about doing numbers with me. Their increases are staggering. They're not small, they're staggering. I just had another example of someone who's a realtor in RE/MAX Masters yesterday, who just, her numbers are just off the charts, and she's like, oh my goodness, your coaching's amazing. And I'm thinking to myself, it's not the coaching. I don't do the transactions for you. I don't wave a secret wand. But there are a couple of elements to this, and I could give you kind of a list of names here that are okay. So number one is you get what you measure, and the more frequently you measure it, the better it gets. I'll give you number two. If you have a coach, this will make sense. If you don't have a coach, get it. This will make sense. Basically, it's show up every week or every other week with an accountability partner, whether it's a paid coach or not. You've got to have somebody that you're sharing your updates with. So if you're going to follow the template, like using someone like me, wonderful. If you're not going to follow the template, have someone who's disciplined and will frickin' show up with you at the same time slot every week or every other week. For me, it's got to be weekly or bi-weekly, ultimately. Okay, that's number two. So you got to keep showing up. The people that stop showing up, there's huge, even in coaching, here's the dirty skeleton in the closet, the secret sauce or whatever it is. It's like gym membership. I have people that'll pay me for a year of coaching. In month 2 or 3, I can't get a hold of them. That kind of thing. It happens commonly. So there's that. It's just like the gym membership thing. The people that show up every month are the ones willing to say, I'm willing to be vulnerable. I don't care if I like what I did this month. I don't care if I don't feel good about what I'm going to report. I'm just going to keep showing up because it's not acceptable where I am and I need to get better. Number two is to keep showing up. I got a mentor of mine who loves to say, all you have to do is keep showing up and God performs the miracles. And regardless of what your belief set is, I honor it. I do believe there's power in simply showing up, right? Just keep showing up to the gym all year long. What are you going to look like at the end of the year, right? Okay, number three. Number three for me is you've got to have a monthly getaway and a strategic review of your business. And it's got to be with somebody who can have a high-level conversation with you. So when people privately coach with me, we invite them to come to the house once a month. I tell people when they start with me, do the metrics with me, show up for the coaching sessions, come to my house once a month. And when we do it where it's like 4.5 hours or whatever, right? We got one coming up, in 2 weeks or whatever, from 9 to 1:30. What it is a small group where some of the people in the group, a small segment of them, will literally pass out their metrics. They'll print it out on a sheet of paper. They'll make a couple dozen copies because we get kind of big crowds now. It used to be small. Hand it out to everyone. Then they'll print out their one-page business plan, right, which has their strategic initiatives like we're doing here. They'll pass it out to everyone, and all they do is pass it out to everyone and do a quick 5-minute-ish, maybe 8-minute-ish update and recap where I stand, how things are moving. I'm telling you right now, anyone who does that type of thing for 12 consecutive months is going to kick ass in their business in a year. It is impossible not to. Tracking numbers, showing up for sessions, and being vulnerable enough, humble enough to go share an update once a month. My own example of that is when I was 40 and our finances were kind of a mess and we had kind of negative net worth, you might say. We just started tracking numbers and getting together as a family and reviewing it every month. A good example of that, and things really moved. So that's my very shorty version of do 3 things to improve your business, if you know what I mean.